Now we're going to talk about transformations. Sometimes we need to make adjustments to something on a particular layer. We may want to change the size or the shape of something. To do that, we're going to have to transform it. Now, right here I have this glob thing on this layer. And in order to transform it, I need to be selected on this layer. And I'm going to press Command T for transform. You can see this box comes up around the layer. Now if I grab it at one of the corners, I can stretch it, squish it, make it bigger. Now if I want to resize it without stretching it or squishing it, without deforming it at all, I'm going to come up here between the width and the height, and I'm going to click on this chain link button, and that's going to attach the width and the height to each other so that if I make it wider, it's also going to make it taller. And that keeps the shape with the same dimensions. It doesn't warp it any. So I can make it smaller like that, and I can also do things when I'm in transform mode. I can control click and I can skew it, distort it, change the perspective of it. We'll talk about some of these in a little bit. Rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. I can also flip it horizontally, or I can flip it vertically. There are a lot of different things that you can do in transform mode. The thing about transform mode is that once you get into it, you cannot do anything else. You can't add new layers, you can't pick up a different tool until you either reject or accept the changes that you've made. Now to accept, you can click this check mark, or you can just hit the return or enter button. To reject it, you can click on this circle with a line through it to cancel it. So let's cancel that transformation. Let's press Command T again to get back into the transformation. And let's say that I want to warp it. I'm going to control click or right click here, and I'm going to press the warp button. That allows me to drag on different lines and anchor points and warp things different ways. In order to get comfortable with being able to do this and making it work the way that you want to, this takes a lot of experimentation. But you can see that you got quite a bit of freedom to warp the shape of something. I'm going to cancel that change, press Command T again. Sometimes you might want to adjust the perspective of it, in which case you right click it, press the perspective button, and you can basically make it look like something is traveling off a long ways. So an example of where you might use that is, let's say that you are going to try to make something look like a wooden floor. Let's go ahead and select this. I didn't mean to press that. I meant to press the view image. I'm going to copy the image and paste it onto our document, and now we're going to press Command T to transform it. Right click or control click, click on perspective. Now as you can see, as we stretch the perspective back, we're also making the boards, we're stretching them out, making them look a lot longer. So once we've got our perspective, the way that we want it, might accept that transformation, press Control T again, and this time we're not going to change the perspective, we're just going to pull that down so that it doesn't look like the boards are stretched out quite as much. And now we have a floor that looks like it is receding into the background, even though we started off with a flat image taken from directly above it.